Welcome back. WeArEuS, and this is yet another episode of Atomfall I plan to cram into your eye sockets. We're starting here because of the obvious. I was on my way to the dock that you can see over there, and I was going to go to the first site of where the keys were buried. And I'm pretty sure it was Wyndham, Castrofel, and something Skethermore. But this guy has something to say, and it's going to result in a slightly awkward transition from here after that's done to wherever that is. But I'm watching a League of Legends video, so on the way I'm not going to be bored, at least. What else was there? Oh, right. Last episode I was talking about the castle of the Blue People, where I was hoping to get the recipe for their druid tonic, or whatever it's called. I don't have one on me. Oh, that's so much better. I don't have one at the moment, but it's druid something or other. The blue drink, basically. I was getting that mixed up with the Castle of the Forest Freaks back on the mainland, because that was one of the places we were last at before we started on the DLC. Also, the old lady's... I don't have the recipe, so I can't look at the name of it. But she has a recipe that we get from there. The castle for the forest people. They're called druids. I like calling them forest people now. And that is for reducing it's basically an infection cure, which is neat. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. I forgot. Oops. Well, no, I was mistaken. So, let's see what this rather gross voice has to say. I am so... What? What? Excuse me? What the frick? Anyway, we're back in Wyndham, and as you'll see in the top left, it says that the key is by a rocky stream west of the hamlet of Wyndham. So, it's going to be somewhere in this general area. It's the only part that makes any sense. Just making sure I'm extra thorough. If it were up there, it would have gone off. The detector would have gone off. That's too far from the stream. I'd need to go around. I'm sorry, you what, mate? Okay. Sure, let's go with that. Still nothing. This is, yeah. This is the only area that... This is the only area left for us to check, so... Yeah. That's key number 1. Such games our betters play. For many years, I have sought to find God's face among my manuscripts and papers. Perhaps I sought too hard. Still, now my diligence finds its reward in Some phone vibrated. Still, now my diligence finds its reward in an approaching cloud. Father Ignatius thinks himself wily, but to have a John, he's a child. Such games our betters play. We shall not see the conclusion of this match, I feel. Signed, Aldred. Well, we now need to hump it over to which region is even... Which region is even closest to us currently? Casterfell Woods it is. Scathermore is all the way on the opposite side, but we're going to be coming back to Wyndham Village in order to cross through to go to Scathermore, rather than take a roundabout path. Because I want to get to whatever's in that crypt we found. Well, behind the door in that crypt. In the... Under the Abbey? Yeah, under the Abbey. Was the Sanctorium ruins? No, the Sanctorium ruins was an above ground thing. Anyway. Well, this... Well, this is where I have the transition. And that is how you kill a group of druids. Force freaks. Welcome back. You know, I tried the improvised explosive and, well, was it a nail bomb? That was garbage. I was hoping it would be somewhere approaching as strong as the grenades. That's what. But unfortunately, not. So, we reconvene here. Because that is where we're going. Hold on. What are you doing here alone? How did I miss that? Much better than the Abbey Druids. I mean, what good is a head if I can't shot it and kill you? I can't go down that way. That is going to be lethal. Alright. Ha. Since I'm here.
Dead body.
What?
Damn! One of ours.
How do you know that? Dead body. From the sky. It's one of ours. I should take the bow. I don't imagine there's anything for me to pick up later, but if so, I can just drop it. What are we looking for? Right. Listen out. We do have one more interesting explosive. We'll keep that. Equip that. Well, hold on. Just want to make absolutely sure. Yeah. Yeah. So it literally has a limited charge and no indication of when it's weakening or reduced or drained until it's empty. This serves no purpose now. I don't like that. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's strong because it can paralyze them and then you can just curb stomp them to your heart's content. We took surprisingly little damage there. Like a nub of health damage. Unlike this guy. Actually, this was a woman. Three. Now I know there are two guys that patrol through here. At least two of them. But I don't know where they come from. Do they come from above? From down there? What am I hearing? Oh. Ah, so the person we caught on the... The person we caught going up the ladder was one of the two that patrolled this way. Honestly, I have to tell you the truth. I forgot about attunement until it happened. I genuinely forgot. And I just did it earlier. I just did it earlier on back at Wyndham Village. When I was heading up the street. No way I can hit that what the... What? What? Who? What? What the... It sounds like someone's actually chopping wood or shooting arrows. I don't... As I was trying to say, I can't hit the shot on someone that's moving left, well, right to left. Not with this thing, with this... What is saying that? How can I hear you but not see you?
Is it over? Scare him off.
That was a guy. Alright, that should be it for any trouble. Yeah, I know. But first... my just desserts. Let's make sure there's no one close enough. I appreciate the tinge of blue. It's not my color, but I suddenly have a hankering for using my shotgun, but I hear the soil, I'm sure of it. The voice that so many of my brothers and sisters speak of, the clarity, the certainty amidst this chaos, it's all true. It filled me with such joy that I finally began to understand the purpose that they speak of, the need to serve together to bring about this change, this rebirth. Everything we do will change. Everything will change for the better when we do. Everything. Signed, Raving Lunatic. Just to make sure there aren't any patrols sneaking up on us. Over here somewhere. Osborne's crypt key, and the deed is done, my oath fulfilled. I have done my duty to God and my abbot. The deed is done, my oath fulfilled. I'm sure this matter pertains to that which the more ignorant of my brothers call a fallen angel. Fallen it may be, but I consider it no angel. It is a natural thing, I feel sure, as natural as the rain and the sun, but that its nature is novel to us lends it its own mystery. I would desire to consider that mystery, but since our time is short. As God wills it, show salad. Show salad? Okay. So shall it be. Osborne. He was a poet and didn't even know it. So, before we move on, there are two things in this area that I want to do. The first thing is go through this door. The second is head to Datlow Hall grounds. This is something we picked up a very long time ago. I'd also like to get this open so I can, at least have it as an access point, rather than having to go to Wyndham to get to Casterfell from the interchange. And then we'll head over to Skethermore. So, first things first. See a door? Open the door. Now entering the Speaking Cave. Oh, that doesn't bode well for the sanity of any of the inhabitants I may come across. Since we're dealing with druids, there's a good chance of getting WeArEuS back, so I may as well use them. That's not good.
Help me! I'm bleeding!
Careful, you won't get lucky. You will be more use dead.
You will be more used dead.
You'll die for what you've done.
Goodness.
Keep your head in future.
She almost did a runner.
Attack!
Heretics will die. Stop your misery.
Death to unbelievers.
Careful, you won't get lucky twice. Oh, you've done it now.
You should have helped her.
Think I'm hurt bad.
Yeah.
Death.
Heretics will die.
Ah.
Must be this way. I see you over there.
Really?
There. What the?
Really?
You'll be all right. Best to have a look for him. I knew it! Someone here!
What? The actual... I mean, if you're going to let me regen, sure, it's a concept that doesn't really make sense, but it works. In my favor.
I saw that. I know you're there.
I would hope so. No, you don't.
You'll die.
I mean, I'm trying to get my kick going. The fists of God. Anyway, there's loot to be had. Your meat. How is that thing going off when I'm behind the wall? Shut up. Oh, I did pick up an extra bandage, so we'll go ahead and use that. What's this? You know, I really should. When there are areas like this and it inflicts infection over time, which also deals health damage as it ticks, you should just be able to throw Molotovs at the walls and over time reduce the effect of that buildup. But see, that would be too much work on the back end. But no, it wouldn't, because literally you're just making all of these things destructible. You would be basically giving them an infection value within a certain radius and then HP. And once that HP is depleted, they stop providing that infection value in their AoE. Now, it seems rather simple as I say it, but that involves a level of programming I couldn't even begin to fathom. But not so much that they couldn't have done it. There's blood on my gloves. And it isn't mine. To the victor go the spoils, as they say.
The voice in the soil. The voice is everything.
I messed up. You know what else is everything? Just wait, let me finish my joke. Oh, that's not great.
Trespasser!
I pressed the wrong button.
Where have you got to? There you are.
Yeah.
Time
Okay. Arrow to the knee. I don't have any poison or... craft it really quickly. Then...
Fucking me, that hurts. Come off it. Stop your moaning. You're not getting away from me.
What?
That was a close one, chum.
Time to bleed!
I'm...
Stop your whinging.
Let's check it out. Oh, I'm hurt
Why
bad.
won't you die? I mean, I poisoned the arrows. They inflict bleed when they land. The poison is not good. I mean, think about it. If you... Even under the assumption that inflicting a headshot with the arrows poisoned would inflict, let's say, a more effective application of the poison on them, it's basically an insta-kill on normal enemies. The Blue Man group back on the island, though, not so much, because they just get this random damage deflect. Or it's a bug. I honestly cannot say. But I will take your arrows, cloth, and your bread. I forgot I had meat too. Oh, I killed this guy. When? I don't really have anything to trade it for. Though the bow does suck. It's always sucked, though. I don't know why I'm saying it like it's a surprise or anything. And my shillelagh has proven to be less impressive than I first thought. How many? We have 15 arrows left. We just spent, what? Maybe a tenth of what we had at the time? Just trying to kill these three idiots. With poisoned arrows, no less. And, I mean, I get that the buff gets longer once we get that particular perk that increases the duration of consumable items. But come on. What? Okay. I do want to try using the mace. I just want to use it. So we'll take it from him and we'll rub it up against someone's face real quick. Just to see. He tossed that thing away like he hated it. And I don't blame him. There. I don't want to use my Molotov here. Just in case. I saw two people here. Did the other one go down that way?
Death!
One. And then two swings will do. There it is.
A dead one. Oh, Christ! Heretics will die! I'm wounded!
Actually, her pockets. Hold on. Frick. No. Have to watch out for booby traps. Shame I have to remind myself of that, right? Oh. Stop. I hate all of this. So... No, not even going to question it. I'm just going to leave. You know, I really wish I could keep more than a handful of spores in my pocket. Considering that they really Shouldn't even take up space, you know, because they're spores. Granted, I understand they're not, you know, spores. They're slightly larger than. Who would hide bread? Someone was conducting an experiment, putting a loaf of bread and spores into a basket. Good thing I killed them all. That it might be bad to have a future scientist on our hands. Especially when they start talking to the ground like it hears them. But see, like I was saying, the spores are, you know, slightly larger than what you would expect a spore to be. So, I get it. But we can literally only have 15 of them. I do want the bow so I can shoot down the... I dropped that back this way. Here it is. Whole zone will burn.
Sergeant Malloy, to answer your question, we are one bored squadron leader away from perdition. If those RAF dolts decide the quarantine is insecure and lack Operation Atomfall, the whole zone will burn. That's why we have to get out as quickly as humanly possible, and why we don't tell the good people of Wyndham a single blessed thing about it. Now you have your answer. Erase this recording immediately. That's an order.
Yeah, nobody's surprised by that revelation, right? Yeah, they're all done. Don't need that. Okay. Nothing. Sure. Glass. I think that's it. We still have to go to Datlow all? What? Why are the bottom of my shoes oiled? Okay, whatever. Greased up boots guy. Slick with the blood of my enemies. Yeah. I didn't use my shotgun, my beloved. So I have no need for the shotgun shells that are being proffered to me. Let's see. Actually, know the way back. And if you're wondering why I'm being so thorough about checking every single corner, nook, and cranny when it comes to those areas like that are basically dungeons, for lack of a better word, it's because I want the secret weapons. Now, I would assume they would be in the bunkers and not just in any regular old dungeon type area, but it's best to be thorough, just in case. After all, I'm only aware of their existence, not of their locations. I need to go this way and then turn right. Gunfire in the distance because, sure. I mean, I'd love to get in on that. There it is. The frick am I looking at here? Curious. Well, I have to go. Ah, mother fricking. Of course it is. Hand up a little. Pop goes the weasel. I could try to... I'm sorry. Did it say that... Why does this... No. Why does this cost cloth? Glue, poison. That makes sense. That should be all you need. Maybe water. Just one crumb of water. But 3 cloth? For what? It makes no sense as part of the recipe. And no, you don't rub the entire arrow down with the poison via the cloth. You dip the arrows into the bottle. So why is there cloth as a part of its recipe? is there a tier below F? Because it already wasn't a good item, and that revelation just makes everything worse. Now, I need to get in there. I would rather not use my gun on the thing. But make no mistake, I will gun if I have to. And the bow is the worst possible choice for dealing with it. I can hardly see it as it is. I can get behind that tree there. Do not forget who you are. You are Dr. Cooper. You helped build this place. Do not forget Dr. Powell and the other. They need you. You're lost, but you must find them again. Do not forget Mother Jago. Mother Jago says she can help you. Says she can heal the infection caused by the spores and quiet the voices. It really says quieten. And quiet the voices. Find the old mine. Trust Mother Jago. Don't listen to her. She's dead. She was trapped with the rest of them. Ignore the voices. I don't have anything I need in order to craft herbal tea. I don't have Mother Jago's recipe to craft the infection cure or whatever it is. Might not even be anything relevant. There's nothing about. There it is. Mother Jago. Yeah, so Mother Jago's on the short list as well. Right... I was going to say right underneath the scientist, but she's in a whole other tier on her own. I wish I had a rocket launcher. I do have this, though. The problem solver. Solve your problems at a distance. With Molotov, I just saw a Molotov explode in midair. Does someone care to explain the science of that one to me? One more time. I am very confused. Also, poison does very little damage to us. Fine. My head is not for shot, my dear man. It's gone. That's one problem sorted and aborted. actually want to craft a couple of these. Castle grounds hut. That doesn't mean anything to me. Okay. Doesn't appear to be anything of interest any further in. Dang it. I was trying to heal before it killed me, but I just want to see what's beyond the path, honestly. And I'm going to do that. I just need to be a little faster about it. Sorry, what? Yeah, it's not going to get any better if you keep coming this way. Oh. I accidentally let that arrow go. He had a Molotov. I was freaking out. I'm sorry, this... all he had to his name was a Molotov cocktail. The saddest individual you ever... I'm sorry, this... the way bodies are positioned is randomized? This guy's head was facing this way. Oh, that's bad. But this guy's the exact same. Explain that. Yeah, okay. So it was the... I could have sworn there was something else in here. Aside from the pistol ammo. I remember coming further in here for some reason. Oh, his body's empty. Okay, let's get all of our healing in one spot. Potates being the worst of them. Let's get our quick save going. Don't think that's a good path to try and take. Now, I don't know how effective the herbal tea would be, because I've never had cause to actually use it while I've had it on me. So is that what happened to this guy? He was standing and then he fell over again? Which is... no, they're definitely dead. I mean, to me, it sounds like the voice is saying, juicy. Maybe it's talking about my brain, which is about to be fried. I disagree. Maybe it's because the heal isn't instant and is actually doled out over time, even though it's pretty quick, so it's... I saw you move. See? It said juicy again. I don't understand. Why did I still die? It doesn't make sense. I was through. I was... Am I remembering correctly that you can't heal while infected? Surely not, right? Because honestly, that doesn't make any sense. First, let's actually... That's right. I will not be denied. I don't know if I'm going to leave in the experiment that led to me being able to get through there and ultimately to a place that I could have gotten to anyway had I just gone all the way around. But you know what? I think I will actually. It was not that long. I won't bother explaining it since, like I said, I'm just going to leave it in so you can see what led to me getting to this point. Also, damage resistance it's weird. It seems to be more effective earlier on, because as I tried to run through it during the last, I don't know, 20 seconds or so of the buff remaining, I took damage almost like I didn't even have it in effect. So it seems like the damage resistance buff decays in effectiveness as the time ticks down. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm likely wrong. But it doesn't change the fact that I did it. Anyway, just going to go ahead and quick load because I'm not going to waste resources on that when it's hugely unnecessary. Also, the entire reason for going in there was the HUD key that I'm assuming is somewhere near this castle over here. I don't see any hut-like shapes. Maybe this? Put a marker on that. Just to be sure. But it looks like... No. So what is this?
One choice, stupid bugger.
What? Say psych.
I know you're here somewhere. Bloody hell. That was close. What the?
Yeah. Brought fists to a bow fight.
That's bad.
I...
Mate. Oh, you little.
I have the high ground, Luke. That wasn't even a headshot. I don't understand. She was close enough that the arrow's trajectory should have led it directly into her mouth, but for some reason it hit her in the chest. You can tell by the way she fell. If she had been hit in the head, she would have fallen backwards. And yes, I know she's on her back currently. But it was a hit to the chest. There's your buddy. Oh, right, he had his fists out for no particular reason. We've got 5 arrows left, and there's a trap over here. I don't understand. Why can't you just take the Molotov? Why do you have to disable the tripwire to then take the Molotov. It's so much time wasted unnecessarily. Unless you just can't... What the frick? Unless you just can't... Yeah, you literally just can't access it from the side. Yeah, I might have been able to get around this front of it. I hate that too, where you can't access certain things from the side. Who has the key? Excuse me, sir. Poor thing seems tired. I'm confused. Why is defusing the Molotov and collecting it not a single action? I mean, I would get it if you just can't take it. What's this trap supposed to do? Something in here? No. What the frick? Was it something this way? I don't know what that tripwire was supposed to trigger. You've got so much gun oil and no guns on which to use it. And that hurts, you know? Okay, screw it. Trapper isn't that interesting anyway. Oh, I can do it now. But when I tried to do it back in the cave where the forest crazies were, it was a no-go. But I can look at the string out here and then defuse the entire thing. Okay, sure. Location necessary. A hidden note folded many times. I see 4 creases. And the rest of those are just wrinkles. Site unsafe. Enemy activity increasing. Relocation necessary. Moving to secondary station in the garden center cellar. Destroy after reading. Secondary station in the garden center cellar. So we're looking for a cellar entrance, and maybe there will be a key to the conservatory in there somewhere. Okay. So I walk up and look at the string, and I can't disarm it just by looking at the string. But I look at what it's tied to and then look at the string, and then I can disarm it by looking at the string alone. I don't know who wouldn't have the trap disarm skill by this point. Like, this area is not a short way into the game. And you would have come across a lot of traps by now. Once you're done with your usual chores, would you mind getting some flowers for the table? Go for Jenks if you need something. That led to that. Still Datlow Hall. So I might find a key to the conservatory in Datlow Hall itself, since the conservatory is clearly a different part of this entire area. Oh, my shotgun's full. That makes me sad. I prefer having a shotgun I can dust someone off at a distance with, rather than something that requires you to basically kiss them first. That set to trigger. I don't understand what that was supposed to set off. Ah, there it is. Well hidden, in fact. That's, yeah. All right, let's do this. There's a normal person here. Imagine my shock and surprise. Shock and awe. So we're apparently full on claw.
No, that won't do at all. The green fly is having a field day.
She's clearly insane.
And these wretched weeds. Oh, hello there. You must forgive me. I wasn't expecting visitors today. And, oh good heavens, Jenks should have taken your coat. Jenks? Had him for years, bless him. I'm sure he'll be along shortly. Prudence Rook, delighted to meet you. Welcome to my little corner of the world. I was just looking over the garden. We've rather let it get away from us, I'm sorry to say.
Are you okay?
In the grand scheme of things, everything's delightful.
So
the flower
now-
beds are getting a little untidy, that's all. We have lots of guests, you see. Scientists, mainly working at or visiting the Bard research place across the mere. We want the house to be a home from home for them. My sister Charity looks after the boffins when they're here. Terribly clever she is. Much brainier than I. I make sure the house is to order, and she hosts them in the conservatory while they discuss their complicated atomic boojums.
Ooh, I'd be very interested to know where their secret facilities are.
Oh, you know I couldn't say even if I knew. Loose lips, sink ships and all that. My sister might be able to tell you more, but, well, she mustn't be disturbed. She's busy, you see. The house must be ready for when our guests return. But you have the run of the house, the grounds, wherever you choose. Liberty Hall, as the Americans
Why can't I go into the conservatory?
We can't. There are precious things in there that can't be disturbed. We keep the conservatory locked unless our guests are here. I can only trust Jenks with the key, which reminds me I must return it to him when he gets back. Whenever he gets back.
Honestly, there are 4 very good options. The lie seems like the weakest option. The threat seems like the strongest one. Honest is somewhere in the middle, and appeasing is probably the worst of all. By worst of all, I mean the least likely to get me what I want, which is the key. Let's try this. We'll try honest.
Well, good heavens. After all these years and he just goes off like that. I see. Then you're here as his replacement then. Well, that's a relief. Go about your duties as soon as you can. This place has become quite a mess. Oh, and here's the conservatory key, Jenks. Take good care of it.
I should probably put her out of her misery.
We'll have this garden as pretty as a picture for summer. Yes, we shall.
I really should put her out of her misery. Eventually, she is going to starve to death. Which I'm actually going to let happen.
Beef Wellington for dinner this evening, I think. Yes, that will be nice.
Good luck with that. Yeah, she's definitely going to starve to death. Oh, that's a shame. Is that really it for this area?
Anyone wants to go to the dam anyway? Fishing? Is that it? Oh, you wretched aphids. I shall have Jenks get some spray to deal with you. Yes, I shall.
You know, sometimes exploration just isn't as rewarding as I would hope. Anyway, I don't even remember. Letter from Jenks. I honestly love the look of this particular line in our inventory. I don't remember Jenks whatsoever. Or anyone by that name, or even what the letter I showed her was. Conservatory. Taking the long way, ooh, that's barred. There we go. Now, see, a clever bastard would have put a tripwire in here just for no good reason. my dearest sister Prue, which is Prudence, which is the poor insane woman that's back in the house. I've locked myself away to not pass on this illness. I hear the voice whispering behind my shoulder telling me to join the dancing. I'm scared of what lies beyond, but I know that it will be better than lying here alone, dying every minute. I ask you not to blame yourself. With love, Charity Brooke. Now, dang it. How in the world could that... It's not me. Everything opens inward. That isn't super inconvenient. Well, that sucked. Alright, what are we doing now? Right. It's behind me so we can go the long way around, which will be a shortcut, actually. So I want to open up this entrance for the... interchange. That much is obvious. We're not supposed to write anything personal, so if they start to search us, I just have to try and get my thoughts in order, and perhaps writing it down will help. Nope, I'll have to hide these journals. What we found here defies easy classification. Suddenly it doesn't matter what the Yanks might think they found in Roswell. This easily trumps anything they've found scattered in the desert. This could alter the global balance of power, perhaps even change the course of history. It's almost too much to hold in one's head. Tomorrow we... Let's see. Yeah, we're close. I really want to... Yeah. Please. I'll probably put the stealth manual in the tube, and we might get a note out of the tube that's here as well. Oh. I didn't expect company. My gun's hungry.
Shit.
He saw the body before he
Sneaking
heard.
around. Proper Ah. Take this.
way there's anyone else here. Not after all of that hullabaloo. That's right. I said hullabaloo. Now, this was definitely worth it. 2 training stimulants? My favorite part of picking up training stimulants is you're basically just injecting those directly into your veins. Oh, I have to go up here to open it. Apparently, I thought I could just ask it nicely.
Access denied. Unauthorized.
October 7th. The substance from the Oberon core is disturbing. Several rats were injected with it. Their metabolisms began to mutate rapidly, their eyes turning blue and then unnervingly beginning to glow. We quickly established that once one of the rats had learned the path through a maze, the others knew it too. Worse yet, when one of the rats was put down for dissection a few hours later, it was discovered scampering around again. I am relieved to say that I have been seconded to robotics. I shall be glad to be away from these little monsters. Oh. Now I already know we have the stealth skills, but... Wait, does surprise attack apply to any damage dealt to an enemy, or is it just melee? Because the diagram just shows melee attacks, which if you're catching them unaware, you can just instantly assassinate them. Why would you even take the chance that you may or may not do enough damage to instantly kill them with a single swing, when you can just also not waste stamina, the stamina equivalent, swinging your weapon by assassinating them from behind, which is the only way you're going to catch them with a surprise attack. So this makes no sense in any capacity if it only applies to melee attacks. But if ranged attacks were to work, but I'm going to assume it doesn't and save on that waste of time. I don't see anything here, I mean, aside from the obvious, like this stuff. But, let's see. Yeah, I already learnt it. So, we can go ahead and store that. So many Molotovs, so little time. I'll keep the meat and store the bandage. I'm okay having the rest of this stuff. What's up with this side? Anything of interest over here? Alright, monsters. Love that for us. Alright, there's no need for us to go any further into this place. I don't want to waste supplies on killing things that just don't fricking matter. Our next objective is... I know the video is probably what? Wyndham Village. Yeah, we're right next to Wyndham Village, so that's really good. And then we'll just go ahead and... We can't mark that because we're not on that area. I'm going to go ahead over to Scathermore and figure out where the key is. And then we'll head back to to Midsummer Isle from there. And we'll put it into the video. I know. But it's fine. It's been long enough. We've done interesting things. Welcome back. So, hey, quick question. Do you want to look at my trophy collection? Feels good. I killed a lot of bandits. They got me once, but that's only because I was being stingy with my ammo and I didn't want to waste it on them. My soul is unburdened. God dang it. No. Great. Well, I'm not going to go look for it. I don't really care what it said. All right. You know, that was, pretty on it. Actually, I killed more than bandits. There were 3 soldiers from the protocol, but Anyway, I think this is actually where we're going to call it done. I've probably been recording for about 2.5 hours now, and I'm going to have to cut all of that down, and then since we're rendering it up in 60p, well, 59.94p, or FPS. But since we're doing that, rendering it takes so much longer, so the shorter the video is, the better. There will be another episode later on in the week, the day after tomorrow, as always. So, if you're looking forward to finding out what lies below the Abbey, which I am probably going to have to purge of all blue human life once again, you can come back and see what happens. And so, with all that said, we will see you next time.